It wasn't our best start, but we still won by 20, so I'm fine with it. What a game for Kyle McCord! A career-high 320 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. I knew everyone was dogging on him too early. We just needed to give him a bit of time to get into the system, and I knew everything would be fine. Marvin Harrison Jr., what can I even say at this point that hasn't been said already? And don't forget about Josh Proctor's pick 6 in the first half. That's the momentum we needed to get rolling. All week, I had to hear about how we didn't deserve to be ranked, and, well, yeah, we probably shouldn't be. I guess we're just going to use USC's defensive playbook this season. Hey, Brian Kelly, I think it's a bit more than a personnel issue when you have one of the best defenders in the country and can't even use them right. The defense is just ruining everything Jaden Daniels has been doing this year. He had 259 passing yards with 3 touchdowns and 130 rushing yards for 1 touchdown, and no one cares. If we actually played some defense throughout the season, he'd easily be in the Heisman conversation right now. Man, it just doesn't even feel like we won. And right when it looked like we were actual contenders, Brady Cook decides to end the no-interception streak. If he doesn't throw those 2 picks, we're still in the game, and I get the cover. Also, what happened to our defense? I mean, I know LSU has a good offense and all, but at least make an effort. 1 sack the entire game and 8.1 yards per play for LSU. And how are you about to unrank us again, huh? Kentucky just lost by 38 points and they're still in the top 25. Man, that's some BS. Man, I told you we were getting our revenge this year. Everyone actually got caught up in all that Texas hype because they happen to beat an SEC team that doesn't have a quarterback. And look what happens when they actually play a real one. 398 total yards for Dylan Gabriel, 2 touchdowns, and no turnovers. And speaking of turnovers, shout out to the defense, man. You sure they're not for real? 2 picks, a forced fumble, and a turnover on downs at the 1-yard line. If it wasn't for them, we might not have been on the right side of this one. But we did win, so I guess the horn stays down, Texas. Boomer Sooner! So I guess this is why we're never supposed to get hopped up during the season. It just leads to more agony. We had so many opportunities and we just couldn't drive the stake in. The interception in the red zone and the turnover on downs at the 1-yard line just screwed us. If we capitalized on just one of those, we could have had a clean run to the playoff. I just feel bad for Ewers, man. He played well the whole game, but he just made a few costly errors. I guess the horn has to stay down for the time being then. Don't worry. One day you'll be able to go up once again. One day. I honestly feel bad that I was even surprised by this result. No matter how promising something looks, we always just throw it right into the trash. What happened to our offense? How do we go from scoring 38 points against Oregon State to only 10 against UCLA? And now all of a sudden Cam Ward just looks like he does last year again? Maybe I'm going out on a limb here, but I think it's kind of hard to win a game when your quarterback completes only 47% of his passes for 192 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. I can't even blame our defense for this one, man. Our offense just set him up to fail. We also have seen this one coming, though. The Pac-12 just can't let the Pac-12 be good. Should I be concerned yet? Because why out of all the top 10 teams are we the only one that's struggling against inferior competition? Not counting USC. Yes, I know we beat Virginia Tech by 20, but the game was way too close for comfort the majority of the time. This game should have been over by halftime. It should not have been 22-17 in the 3rd quarter. This anger only goes to our offense, though. Defense, keep up the good work. You're doing lights out. Thank God we got Syracuse next. Love the Drake. Respect the Drake. And get the Drake back in the Heisman. 442 passing yards for 3 TDs and another 55 rushing yards for another TD. That's pure eliteness if I've ever seen it. Just a well-rounded game by all who participated. Did you see Devontae Walker play, though? I could have cried. Now we're just going to be even more unstoppable. And the defense, I like what I'm seeing again. Keep it up. Roll Tide. Now that's the performance I've been waiting to see from Jalen Milroe. 321 passing yards for 3 touchdowns, only 1 interception. Don't know why he still can't use his legs, but it is good to see him sling it with better accuracy. I'll give you credit, Texas A&M. You always give us guys a good battle. It just sucks that you can't seem to finish us off when it matters. How do you like that, huh? Right when everyone was doubting us, right when everyone said we didn't belong in number 1, and right when they said Kentucky couldn't hang with us. This is why we're number 1, people. A career game for Carson Beck, the defense on full lockdown mode, and Brock Bowers with another 132 receiving yards and a touchdown. And best of all, we finally scored points in the 1st quarter. This is the happiest I've been all season. Now the rest of you better watch out. I waited 5 weeks for us to be ranked in the top 25. Just for us to give up 51 points? Of course we're the first team that Georgia blows out all season. Why wouldn't we be? Great time to complete 38% of your passes, Devin Leary. And right when I thought we actually had a serious chance to compete this year. Why do I even get my hopes up? Everyone's already talking about Notre Dame versus USC, and I guess they forgot they had to get through us first. Jawhar Jordan with 143 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. The defense with 3 interceptions. I can't believe it. We might actually be for real again. Jeff Brom has his team exactly where they need to be right now. And if we keep it up, who knows? Maybe even an ACC championship's up in the air right now. Man, I can't take this anymore. How many times are we going to keep playing down to competition before we learn to actually play our own game? What happened to our offense? Wasn't the whole point of all these transfers so we can actually score more points than we did last year? Yeah, it worked for the first 4 games, but we still can't score against the better teams. How does Sam Hartman all of a sudden look worse than he has in his entire career? You're telling me that a guy in his 6th year in the league threw 3 interceptions and lost 2 fumbles? Is it possible that we're overrated? No, it's not possible. Everyone already knows we're one of the top tier teams every year. No! We were looking so good. Everything looked so promising. But then it happened. We gave up 10 points in a game instead of 7. I don't know how I'm going to be able to sleep tonight. But seriously, we're the best team in the country, bar none. You just can't compete. Just keep lining up in an orderly fashion and we'll just make sure your death is quick and painless. Go Blue! A little too close for comfort, but we still win these. I guess Jackson Dart must have used up all his passing yards last week or something. Still, I like this team's resilience. When we got down, we didn't fold up. We came back and took what was ours. And how about our defense making a stand against KJ Jefferson? Are you sure you're the best quarterback in the SEC, KJ? Alright, there's 3 more games left before Georgia. If we can just clean those up, we still have a chance at a New Year's 6. Are you shitting me? How does that happen? How does that happen? Just kneel the ball down and we win the game, Cristobal. What are you trying to prove at that point? And on top of that, how do we let Georgia Tech drive more than half the field in 28 seconds? And how does our defense manage to let one person get behind them when the whole point is to keep everything in front of you? I mean, it is insane how many things had to go right in that last 30 seconds for them to even have any semblance of a chance to win that game. And now we have to play North Carolina next week. I have no more words. Man, all we had to do was get past Wyoming and we would have been in the clear for the perfect season. How do you come out of the gate and immediately go down 24-7? That's just a recipe for disaster. And even then, we still had a chance and couldn't do anything. What's the point of even coming back if you're just going to lose anyway, besides just making it more painful? Dadgummit. I honestly don't know what surprised me more, our offense or our defense. DJU finally has another good game and throws 5 touchdowns, and then our defense at the same time gives up 40 points to Cal of all teams. Now if we could just combine our offense from this game with the defense from the first 3 games, we could actually compete in the Pac-12. I already know what's going to happen though. We're only going to get 20 points next week, aren't we? Man, I don't know how we won, but what I do know is that we definitely did not deserve to. Can we please fire Alex Grinch now? I mean, Lincoln, how much more do you have to see from this man? The whole point of bringing in all these transfers was so that Grinch could prove to us that he could actually build a good defense if he had the right personnel. I guess I didn't know that Grinch's version of good defense means getting diced up by a quarterback in his 2nd career start. Thank God Caleb clutched up when he needed to, but how much longer can he keep carrying this team for? We're going to break his back with all the weight he's got on it. And how much do you want to bet our defense is going to be the first team in 4 games to get diced up by Notre Dame's offense? And for some reason, that just means we're going to win, isn't it?